Hello, it's me. I just wanted to say thank you for hitting that thumbnail on your screen. Like this video. Hey, subscribe. You guys are gonna think I'm crazy. Hello, if you've never seen me before, hi, my name is Youkeyy, and if you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. I'm probably the last person on YouTube to finally get this Fenty Beauty video out. I know, I really wish I had been able to get this out earlier, but I did order my stuff online on the Fenty Beauty website as well as Sephora, and it just took forever to get to me. I don't know why. The Fenty Beauty order actually came in a lot sooner than the Sephora one did, surprisingly. I guess it's probably because everybody ordered on Sephora because it's a more familiar place. You can easily return it. The reason I ordered from both was because once my Sephora order was complete on that Friday night when it launched, I realized several hours later that the foundation shade I got was probably too dark. So I went on the Fenty Beauty website literally maybe an hour or two later and ordered the correct foundation shade as well as an additional product. There's really no need for me to go into all the detail about the line and who it's by and who owns it and all that other stuff because there's so much information out there already. The Fenty Beauty line also has a primer, but I skipped out on it because I do have dry skin and I just didn't think it was necessary for me to purchase it. I've already moisturized my face with the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream. It is the Treat and Transform Moisturizer. It's my first time using it, so let's see how that holds up. For primer, I'm going to be using my Tarte Clean Slate Timeless Smoothing Primer. As you guys know, the Fenty Beauty line does not have any brow products, so I've already used my Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz in dark brown. So the foundation is called the Pro Filt'r Soft Matte Longwear Foundation. It does retail for $34. I purchased the shade for $20. And I also picked up the foundation brush. It's called the Full Body Foundation Brush, and it is $34, which is expensive. Okay, this is actually not my first time using this foundation. I used it yesterday prior to filming an eye makeup tutorial, and it actually held up nicely. I used my Sigma Beauty foundation brush and the Morphe M439 brush to buff it in, and I felt like it did the job. I don't apply my foundation with a beauty sponge just because I feel like it soaks up too much product, so I'm totally okay with just using a brush, and that's why I decided to pick this one up because I just figured I'd try it out. Now I do want to color correct. I'm gonna color correct just one side of my face so you guys can see the difference between the color corrected side and the non-color corrected side. And to color correct, I'm using my usual combination, the LA Girl correctors in orange and peach. I like to mix those two together because the orange is a bit too orange for me. Now I'm gonna go a little bit more ham on the corrector this time around just to see. By the way, I'm filming at 4:57 in the morning. No, not because I woke up super early, because I couldn't sleep, so might as well, right? And I'm just setting the corrector with the RCMA No Color Powder, by the way. Now that nearly half of my face is covered in corrector, I'm gonna bring you guys closer so you can see what the real tea is about this foundation. That's a little bit too close. That's 3. It's super duper runny. So to me, it makes more sense to pat. Oh, shoot. Yeah, that's the only thing I don't really like about this foundation. It's just way too runny. It makes more sense to me to pack this in than to swipe, but I'll try both and see how this works. This line is more on the natural side, so I am having to use more. So 3 pumps covered about half of my face. This does dry down very quickly, so you do have to work fast. It's gonna look different straight out of the bottle as opposed to when it dries down on your skin because it does dry down darker. And I'm gonna take 3 more pumps to use on the other side of my face and add a little bit more here because I feel like I'm missing some underneath that eye. So this foundation has a very pleasant smell, almost like a coconutty smell, and it low-key actually reminds me of one of the notes in my ex's cologne. Congratulations to Rihanna for creating a foundation that reminds me of my ex. I don't think anyone would have been able to do that. So I'm not sure if you guys can see, but there are areas where the foundation didn't pick up as good. So I'm trying to see if there's a difference between the color corrected side and the non-color corrected side. I can see a little bit of difference underneath the eye, but I did add more foundation underneath this eye. To me, this is not a medium coverage. It's almost like a light medium, if that makes sense. Like, it's not light, but it's not medium. It's literally right in the middle. Thoughts on the foundation brush. It does feel a little bit strange to use. I think part of it is part of the ergonomics of the actual brush handle, but it probably has more to do with the fact that it's dense. However, it's tapered at the top. So it's just, I don't know. It's weird. But at the same time, I can see how applying it like this can be beneficial. As you can see, the finish of the foundation is very beautiful. I feel like the name of the foundation is very appropriate. It literally does dry down to like a soft matte finish. When I tried this foundation yesterday, I did an experiment where I did not set other areas of my face except for the under eye and all of that, and it actually worked out really good. So I might try that today again. I'm not sure, but we're gonna see. Even though I have dry skin, I feel like this foundation looks very, very beautiful. That's just me. Unfortunately, I don't know how well it holds up over a longer period of time. I wish I would have had a chance to, test this out for like 10, 12 hours and see what it's like towards the end of the day. But I feel like not setting the foundation might be the move for like super duper duper dry skin. In case anyone is wondering, yes, I've started doing brows before foundation. I never thought I'd be part of this team. Giving me some type of good feelings inside my body, Moving on to the Match Stix Trio. I purchased the one in tan initially, but I noticed that the contour shade, even though it would have been usable, it just wasn't dark enough. The Match Stix Trios are $54, but if you want to buy them separately, they are $25 each. These are cream highlight and contour products, and I believe I heard that they can be used anywhere on your face, not just the face, but maybe the eyes and also the lips. So I'm gonna go in with Suede. It's not as light as I would like for it to be. So maybe I probably should have stuck with tan. I don't know. I haven't done my eyes yet, so I'm just going to take this onto my eyes and use it as a base and see what happens. I'm just noticing it doesn't glide on as smoothly as my Black Opal Cream Stick foundation does. And I think it's because these are formulated to be more for oily skin types. If you have been watching my channel for a while, you'll notice that I've never actually used a beauty blender, and that's because I do not own one. The only beauty sponge that I own is the Real Techniques complexion sponge. Actually, I have several of the Real Techniques complexion sponges. And so I decided to pick up the Fenty Beauty Precision Makeup Sponge. It's $16. However, I'm not going to be wetting it because I heard that if you want a more lighter coverage, you can wet it and then use it to blend your face, but use it dry if you want more coverage. It feels really weird using a sponge dry. These are really not ideal to use on the eyes so far from what I'm seeing. Okay, I feel like this is doing a much better job than the dry precision sponge was. Usually as a primer, I'll use my LA Girl Pro Concealer in Cool Tan to my eyes, but I didn't want to have like a super light concealer and then a darker under eye highlight. It just didn't make sense to me. Now I'm going to go in with Espresso to contour. Purchasing all this stuff for me, I had to literally like have a talk with myself like, oh, okay. And here's a problem with having magnetic products and you want to be extra with your hoop earrings. Let's try the butt, or no, we'll try the side. This just feels awkward. Okay, something's happening. Okay, there we go. All right. Being that this is my second time trying this foundation, what's interesting about it is that any products you lay on top of it, it kind of sets them for you. I don't know how to explain it. It's weird. I noticed that yesterday and I'm kind of noticing it now. I'm holding the sponge like this because I don't want the products to get on my nails. The Match Stix Trios don't have a smell to them, but I'm noticing I can still smell the foundation, which is a little strange to me. It works a little better with my face structure to actually use the butt of the complexion sponge to blend underneath the eye. I'm at a loss for words. This finish is just beautiful. I feel beautiful. It's just a flawless look. And even though I put on quite a bit of foundation, it still looks natural to me. I initially was not going to set this, but I'm noticing that the Match Stix Trio does have a bit of a shine to it, meaning that it is a bit less matte than a foundation. Got some of that excess off, and I'm only going to use a little tiny bit of powder just because I'm afraid of this drying down too much. I applied 2 eyeshadows off camera, and while I was doing that, I noticed that underneath my eye started to get a little bit cakey and dry. So just a heads up, if you do have dry skin, I almost forgot to use my cinnamon matchsticks. So I think I'm going to apply this to my eye just because I want to save some of that, you know, cheek real estate for trophy wife. Okay, so it's not showing up as much as I thought it would. You know what? Let me just glob this on and see what happens. Come through, cinnamon. I feel like that's how you're supposed to say it. I don't know. My thoughts on the Match 6 trios, they are really good. However, I probably would have skipped out on the under eye highlight color simply because it's so drying, but the contour I feel is perfect. I really like the color, just not the formula. If she came out with a more dewy formula for the matchsticks that can go underneath the eye, that would be perfect. Whew. Okay, it's my first time trying this out and using it, so I'm pretty nervous. Kilowatt is $34, which I feel like is a whole lot. Being that the only one I really wanted was Trophy Wife, I was totally fine just spending that amount of money all at once, and I doubt that I'm gonna run out of this anytime soon, so I'm gonna try to go for a more subtle look. I said try. I'm gonna try. Usually before I apply my highlight, I'll set my face with my setting spray, but I'm not going to do that this time around because that method tends to intensify the highlight color. Instead of using a dense highlighting brush, I'm going to actually use a fan brush, so that way I'm not tempted to go overboard. I said I was not going to go overboard. Jeez. So I can definitely see why some people do not like this for highlighting. And I feel like it has to do with the fact that there are quite large speckles of glitter in this highlighter. And I feel like because of the fact that it does have, you know, specks of glitter, it tends to accentuate the texture in the skin, which is usually not what we want to do. But for my skin tone, I'm questioning it a little bit. I think I'll have to spend more time meditating on this just because I don't know what to think yet. I don't know. And for completeness sake, I'm going to use Trophy Wife to the inner corner of my eye. Okay, this is beautiful as an eye color. I'm sorry. Ah! Get them! Get them! I keep forgetting you guys have not seen the super hyper extra AF side of me yet, so I gotta chill a little bit. You gotta release it in small doses. Give it some time. You see the full scope of Youkeyy, you know? Oh my god. Can you imagine? Okay, I just want you to sit back and relax and imagine this. Think about this with me. Smoked out deep purple crease color and a cut crease using this on the lid. Fam. Okay, see how it's traveling further up? Like I'm tempted to put it all over my eye. Oh my goodness. I can't stop. Help somebody, please. I'm gonna use cinnamon to my brow bone. Oh gosh. This look is coming together like you cannot believe. I'm gonna take cinnamon to my Cupid's bow and the bridge of the nose. I am blown away. And normally you would want to apply this with a brush, but I just wanted to speed things up here so I'm not spending forever using an eyeshadow brush to apply this. Given the amount and given the price point, I think it is actually worth it. I can see this lasting me for a long time. I know the shelf life for these is probably like 12 months or something like that, but I rarely ever stop using makeup after this said shelf life. As you guys know, there was only one lip product that came out this time with Fenty Beauty, and it is their Gloss Balm, which I believe retails for $18. I initially was not going to pick this up, but I just figured I might as well just so I could test it out for you guys. Whoa there, I was not ready for that amount of awesomeness. This reminds me of a Bath and Body Works candle, but I don't remember which one. By the way, if you hear birds chirping in the background, it's because the time is now 6:51 a.m. This gloss bomb was specifically made for me. Thank you so much, Rihanna, for thinking about me and telling your product developers to make sure that this matches Youkey's skin tone, because girl. Alright guys, this is the finished look. I am so shocked at how this turned out and how much I ended up loving it. The few videos that I did watch on this brand, I just thought for whatever reason that everyone was just overly hyper, and I'm just like, okay, it's just makeup. Like, I know it's really exciting that the shade range is so large, having 40 different foundation shades and having this inclusivity. But now I get the hype. I totally understand it now. For the first time, I can say that an entire brand truly makes me feel beautiful. I've never, ever been able to say that about a makeup brand before. Usually, you know, there are one or two products that you really like or, you know, you really love. But I've never quite felt like this before. I can't explain it. Now, I do know a few people were on the internet acting up, talking about Fenty Beauty is only for black people. Fenty Beauty is not for white people. Come, let me tell you something, because you don't know nothing.
Now, let me tell you something, because you don't know nothing.
How can you say that a foundation range that has 40 colors, a majority of which are still on the lighter end, is only for black people and it's not for white people? How can you say? I don't understand that. I feel like people are just trying to find a reason to hate on this brand and hate on this line. My only issue is that it can be on the drier side because, once again, this is a soft matte line. So if you have dry skin, you are going to have to take extra precautions to ensure that your face does not look super dry and cakey. Me personally, as someone with dry skin, okay, and someone who has used her fair share of beauty products, I haven't used them all. I mean, I haven't used all brands, but this is a job well done. Marketing wise, product development wise, chemistry wise, models, Ducky. If you watch Jamie and Nikki's YouTube channel, you already know who Ducky is. Fam, like, it's just everything about it is just... Someone finally did what a lot of people have been wanting someone to do. And to be real, like, Rihanna is not the first person to come out with 40 shades. Either way, this was a very great job well done. Who would have thought a makeup line pushed by an entertainer, an artist, a singer would be this successful and be this well received? My absolute favorite products in this entire line, I would definitely say the foundation. Trophy wife, maybe not as a highlighter, but definitely as an eyeshadow. The gloss balm, of course. Thanks again, Rihanna, for hooking your girl up and giving me the perfect gloss for my skin. The Match Stix concealer and the highlighter, I feel like I could kind of pass on that, but those products that I mentioned were my favorite. They're gonna be my go-tos now. I'm so excited. I really thought everybody else was tripping when they were like raving about this brand and raving about the formulas. I just thought, okay, you know, people are just... But I really like it. And the whole look pulled together. I really like the whole look. I wish I could have bought more stuff from the line. But again, I really just wanted to keep it to themes that I would absolutely purchase. Like, for example, I have dry skin. I'm not going to get the blotting powder. I don't really use blotting paper all that much whenever my skin does get greasy, because it gives me like a natural glow rather than fish oil grease glow. So that is it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please go ahead and thumbs up this video if you like it. Did you purchase a Fenty line? Are you planning on purchasing Fenty products? Let me know down below in the comments section. Let's have a conversation. What you like about it, what you don't like about it. Also, while you're hitting that thumbs up button, go ahead and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more of my face, and also hit the bell to get notifications, so every time I post up a new video, you'll never ever miss it. Follow me on social media: Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, and Facebook, you know, just all of that. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next video, Lord willing. Stay blessed. Bye.